Lady Gaga has finally broken her silence after police in Brazil uncovered and stopped a horrifying bomb attack that was allegedly being planned during her historic concert in Rio de Janeiro. The gravity of what could have happened still hangs heavily in the air, but for many it's a moment of relief as well as reflection. The concert itself, which took place on Saturday, May 2nd, wasn't just another performance. It turned into a record-breaking cultural phenomenon attended by over 2.1 million people, according to official estimates. This show wasn't just about music. It became a symbol of joy, resilience, and unity, even as dark forces tried to turn it into something tragic. In a message shared to her Instagram account the following morning, Gaga expressed nothing but gratitude and exhilaration. She posted several breathtaking images from the concert, capturing both her emotional performance and the historic crowd that came together in what was supposed to be a celebration of music and humanity. Oddly, there was no mention of the bomb threat that had just been averted. It wasn't until later that her representative confirmed to TMZ that Gaga herself had no knowledge of the plot until it was reported by the media the next day. This revelation stirred even more concern among fans and critics alike, sparking questions about the communication between law enforcement and Gaga's security detail. Despite not being informed beforehand, Gaga's team emphasized that they worked closely with local law enforcement in the planning and execution stages of the event. They stated that they had full confidence in the safety protocols and measures put in place, which is why the show went on uninterrupted. In retrospect, the magnitude of what could have unfolded if things had gone differently made her emotional reflections all the more poignant. Nothing could prepare me for the feeling I had during last night's show, the absolute pride and joy I felt singing for the people of Brazil, Gaga began in her Instagram post. The words resonated deeply, especially considering the context. Fans would only learn later. Her message was accompanied by stunning images of her performing under the Brazilian night sky, with the electric energy of over 2 million fans lighting up Copacabana Beach like a sea of celebration. She continued by praising the beauty and spirit of the Brazilian people, writing, "The sight of the crowd during my opening songs took my breath away. Your heart shines so bright, your culture is so vibrant and special. I hope you know how grateful I am to have shared this historical moment with you." Her words echoed like a love letter to a country that had embraced her so passionately. But beyond the emotion and artistry, Gaga marked a historical achievement with the concert. An estimated 2.5 million people reportedly attended, making it the largest concert crowd for any woman in history. This record is not just about numbers, it's about impact, influence, and the unifying power of music in a world that often feels divided. I wish I could share this feeling with the whole world. I know I can't, but I can say this: if you lose your way, you can find your way back if you believe in yourself and work hard, she said, transitioning from celebration to inspiration. Gaga's ability to blend personal vulnerability with universal encouragement is part of what makes her more than just a pop star. She becomes a beacon of hope, a voice for those searching for direction. She didn't stop there. Her posts dug even deeper into themes of personal growth and perseverance. You can give yourself dignity by rehearsing your passion and your craft, pushing yourself to new heights. You can lift yourself up even if it takes some time, she wrote. These weren't just empty words. They were the heartfelt sentiments of an artist who has walked through fire to become the icon she is today. With sincerity, she expressed her thanks to the fans who stood for hours, some camping overnight, just to witness her live. "Thank you, Rio, for waiting for me to come back. Thank you, little monsters all over the world. I love you," she wrote with emotional finality. Her sign-off, "I will never forget this moment. Pause up, little monsters. Obrigada. Love, Mother Monster," served as a powerful conclusion to a post that touched millions. While Gaga and her fans celebrated one of the most extraordinary concerts in music history, Brazilian authorities were dealing with a much darker narrative behind the scenes. In a statement released following the event, local police revealed that they had disrupted a plot by a radical group that was promoting hate speech and attempting to recruit teenagers for violent acts. Authorities said the suspects were using social media to disseminate extremist ideologies, including self-harm, and were encouraging followers to carry out attacks as a way to gain social acceptance and online notoriety. The police said that those involved in the plot were even identifying themselves as part of Lady Gaga's own fan base, calling themselves the Little Monsters, a term affectionately used by the singer to describe her global community of fans. The grotesque irony of this appropriation wasn't lost on anyone. The group was reportedly using coded language and extremist symbols to spread their message and coordinate with each other. The Justice Ministry disclosed that the tip-off came from Rio State Police Intelligence, which had been monitoring digital channels through its Cyber Operations Lab. The operation, as detailed by authorities, targeted several individuals across multiple states including Rio de Janeiro, Mato Grosso, Rio Grande do Sul, and São Paulo. Among those apprehended was a man considered the group's leader, who was arrested in Rio Grande do Sul for illegal possession of a firearm. Disturbingly, a teenager in Rio de Janeiro was also detained for storing child pornography, adding another layer of horror to an already chilling investigation. Over a dozen search and seizure warrants were executed, painting a picture of a vast and dangerous network hiding in plain sight. Law enforcement officials said the group's plan had been framed internally as a collective challenge, where notoriety on social media was the reward. It was a haunting reminder of how modern digital platforms can be exploited by individuals or groups with malevolent intentions. That such a plan could infiltrate a joyful, celebratory space like a Lady Gaga concert served as a sobering wake-up call. Meanwhile, DailyMail.com reached out to Gaga's team for further comment, but has not reported any additional statements beyond the representative's initial clarification. The lack of forewarning from law enforcement has raised eyebrows in some circles, as many are now questioning why neither Gaga nor her team were notified of the risk ahead of time. Even more jarring is the contrast between the city's massive financial investment in the concert and the underlying threat that nearly upended it. The Poker Face singer's performance was entirely funded by the city of Rio as part of an economic revitalization initiative. Officials hoped the mega event would bring in up to $100 million to boost tourism and local business. And by all appearances, that goal seems to have been realized, though the shadow of what might have been remains hard to ignore. As Lady Gaga basks in the afterglow of a monumental moment in her career, the duality of celebration and danger lingers. She remains unaware during the event that chaos had nearly breached the beauty of her artistry. Her connection with Brazil, its people, its passion, its rhythm, remains untainted in her eyes, and perhaps that's for the best. To her and to the millions who sang along under the starlit Rio sky, the night was a triumph, but to the world watching more closely, it was also a reminder of the world we live in, where joy and malice coexist, often side by side, where even moments of pure, shared humanity can be targeted by those lost in darkness. Still, the spirit of that night prevailed. Lady Gaga's message of love, resilience, and unwavering belief in oneself rang louder than any threat, and maybe that's the most powerful thing of all. The music played, the crowd sang, the lights dazzled, and love won. Even in silence about the threat, Gaga's voice was louder than ever. And for those who came to witness history, it wasn't just the music they'll remember. It's the miracle they never saw coming,